name is Charmaine Musheko. I am a lover of pizza and I am a software developer as well as the creator of AlkebulanWise. Alkebulan is a fintech app aimed at bringing wealth to Africa. How it intends to do this is by eradicating poverty, by providing financial literacy programs, as well as low-cost saving products. So the agenda for this evening is we're going to discuss the problem, we're going to go to the solution, and then we're going to have the pricing mechanisms. Finally, we're going to go to the next steps of how we want or intend to make this happen. Okay, so do you know that about 32.7% of people living within sub-Saharan Africa live below the poverty line? And the poverty line is set at 1.90 cents US dollars. And I don't know, but for me, that is really, really low. And then I fall into this tax bracket, unfortunately. But only 24% of adults within sub-Saharan Africa are financially literate. So I only really found out about some low-cost saving mechanisms from last year, and I am quite disappointed in myself. But then I realized that it's a common problem. So why should we care? So we are here always talking about how to enhance Africa's economy, and we don't really know how to do that. If most of us don't know about how to basically manage our own finances, how do we intend to manage a continent's finances? So then basically we should care because we should try to learn these things and then become a general public who's trying to move forward in our economy as well. How we intend to do this is by using AlkebulanWise, the FinTech app. Next slide, please. Well, I will highlight 3 extensive features of the AlkebulanWise app tonight. Although there are many, these are the main 3 that I would like to express on. We are going to have financial articles on this app, or we kind of already do, published by financial advisors as well as financial experts. They are not only articles, but as well as financial books in order for us to basically understand or enhance our knowledge, not only to the urban users, but we're also trying to get this on USSD so that the rural people could also try and get some sort of education within them. We intend to do this by sending out a few tips here and then. Next slide, please. And then we have the financial goal setter. This one is special because we're incorporating AI into this one. I know we're always trying to visualize our end goal, but it doesn't really turn out the way we want to because we are not specifying what it is exactly that we want, and we're not really visualizing to the point where we should. So the AI basically holds you accountable. So we have incorporated SMART goals, which are specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound goals. Next, please. Then, finally, we have the debt management as well as the investment application. Within the debt management, I know we all have debts. Okay, maybe some of us don't. But basically, debt management helps us track our expenses and what it is that we have in debt. So we monitor it, we see the appreciation values as well as our monthly payments and what our end goal is to complete that debt. We also have the investments application. So here is a really special feature. I really want to see it coming to pass, but it's going to take a lot of regulatory work. So this one, we are going to get different financial institutions to come on board and host their products on our platform. Instead of just having one institution having their products on one platform, we're going to have a few financial institutions put their low-cost saving investment for products on the app. For example, I didn't even know about unit trusts, until last year. I only really learned about it through Old Mutual, and I got myself some investments. That's how I was able to grow some of my money, but I intend to hone more into this. And this is just a practical example of what I'm saying, that not many of us are financially literate. Um, Next slide, please. So how do we intend to monetize on this app? So we're gonna have a few features. These features are quite special. So we need to somewhat monetize on them. We're gonna have free access to the financial education. Everybody should at least know how exactly to save their money and how to go forward in these programs. So we're gonna have the books by different authors, and as well as financial articles on the platform for free. Then we're gonna have access to AI goal setting. Sorry. Access to AI goal setting, as well as the budget planner. This will give you a few free generative credits, but then from there onwards, you're gonna have to pay for the use of the goal setting. And then we have, for corporate companies, access to the platform in order for you to list your products. So basically, we would have a monthly subscription fee for every product. So basically, each product needs to be paid for. And then we have the premium one. This is now giving you access to each and every feature on the app completely. Next slide, please. So who are our users? We will have the banks, NSX, medium to large financial enterprises. We will have financial authors. We have the African diaspora, because I'm pretty sure people outside want to know what's going on in Africa as well. We're going to have the informed investor. We're going to have the young professional and the informal worker using our products. So where are we right now, and how do we intend to move forward? So we have the development completion. I am a mobile apps developer myself. So I am on this app myself, but it is costly as well. Like my counterpart said, he is right. Mobile development, actually software development, software is expensive. So the development completion is phase one. Basically, we are already within development, and I am developing some of the features myself. And then next we have phase one, which is financial literacy, which has already been implemented on the app. And then we have phase two, which is financial products. This is where we come in as the middleman to host the financial products of different entities to come on board. And then finally, we have phase three, financial services. This is now where we ourselves as Alkebulan would be the entity to provide the financial services through innovation and coming up with a different low-cost schemes in order to help our fellow counterparts within the sub-Saharan Africa. So, next slide. So yes, in conclusion, it's basically just to say that AlkebulanWise is not going to be just an entity that will provide information to people, but basically it will help people build their own finances, as well as being able to build an economy at the same time through their own financial products. Thank you very much.
What does Alkebulan mean?
Okay, so Alkebulan means Mother of Eden. So it's basically another name for Africa, and it was the original name for Africa. So I decided to name it that because I wanted it to hone into the fact that this is not just a Namibian app. This is going to be something that we as Africans can come together, and it's not just going to be entities from Namibia itself, it's going to be from outside as well. So AlkebulanWise is basically just saying you're African wise. Yes.
Hi, Charmaine. Yeah, I really love the concept, honestly. I come from a financial services background, and I think this is definitely a great one. But I think just to ask questions on it, because still a lot to be done in terms of development. I think if you looked into what regulatory constraints there will be, clearly your regulator, in this case, called in Visa, I don't know if you know that this is a rate tracing boxes in case you want to apply for that. You get in there, so here's what you're doing. That's quite important. See if you want to do anything in this space. Otherwise, if you're not started, you just were to offer the services you have right now, and you just put it out as an app. Just to, yeah, but that's potentially something we can discuss, and I can definitely give a lot of advice on that. But the question I have actually then is, secondarily to that is, what is the cost to kind of bring this particular app to market?
Okay, so currently, like I said, we are in the development stage. In order for us to finish the completion of development, we need about 2 million. And that's something I actually left out on purpose because I don't only need 2 million in terms of to finish the development of this app. What I need is also a financial mentor because I am tech savvy, but when it comes to being financially literate, I am a bit, I will admit that it's not my strong suit. So I am asking as well for that. So 2 million, this is for 5% equity. And this is only to complete the first phase of the app. Like I said, it's expensive.
Thank you for the presentation. I think like you say, I also have a passion for, I come from the financial service industry. So on my far right is Matthew from Namibia. I think you might have to have some discussions with them before you even advertise the product. And I see you also touching on banking products, so you also have to speak to Bond about the whole bunch of things, and then you are speaking to competitors, you might have to speak to the Competition Commission. But let me not scare you, I'm just kind of realistically putting out the landscape. But go back to your first slide. I just want to make a point about those figures are, yeah, that one. For me, those figures are really telling. And you need to find a way that you can solve for it, because the bulk of the people in sub-Saharan Africa are really not financially literate adults, but people that actually need to build wealth. And therefore, if people don't have wealth to start with, they have nothing to sell. So it doesn't help you that you are financially aware and literate, but you don't know very well. So I think speak to me about that discrepancy. So how do you bring somebody from 32 that bulk to this group, and hopefully then expand that group into where you can now see the wealth accumulating and become generational over time.
May I answer? All right, so I'm very well aware of the regulatory. I think I did mention it during my pitch that there are going to be a lot of regulatory things that I have to go through, and I'm very well aware of that. However, when it comes to the financial education, like I said, the financial literacy would be phase one, which means that that's what we'll roll out first, and that's because that's a bit more easier for us to actually take out as the app. Everything else, like I said, is going to be in phases. That's going to take a few, maybe even years to accomplish. So, to answer your later question, you mentioned that we want to bridge that small gap. So, how do you bridge that small gap without actually introducing information about financial literacy? And even if you are introducing that financial literacy, what magnitude of it are you introducing? I can't come and bombard you with statistics like models of economics because you don't know anything about that. What I'm going to bring you first is how to save your first $10. And this is where we are starting. We've already engaged with a few entities in order for us to actually go forward with the financial literacy, because we know ourselves that when it comes to finances, that is not our strong suit. When it comes to finances, the strong suit is, when it comes to my strong suit, like I said, it's tech. So I have already engaged with a few entities in order for them to give me some of the different books, educational books that they have in PDF, which they are already rolling out within the market, but we do not have the platform, unfortunately, to give it to the larger groups. So that's where I'm going with that one.
Hi, Charmaine.
Hello, how are you? Well, thank you. How are you?
Okay, I actually love AI because I work in AI governance and ethics. So my questions for you, since it's an AI-based platform, are going to be AI-based. Is that okay?
Excuse me?
It's going to be based on the AI.
Yes,
I'm going to ask you about the artificial
yeah,
intelligence
mainly the
part now.
goal setting, right?
Not just the goal setting. I'm going to ask you, what is your data mode? Like
Our data models.
your mode, like what would set your AI data apart?
Okay, so
For example,
basically,
yeah.
what we're going to do now is we're just going to do prompt engineering with already existing data models.
So with already existing ones.
Yeah, so basically we'll just do prompt engineering with probably GPT-3, and that is how we're going to move forward with that one. Like, we are growing in terms of actually analyzing data. I myself am a data analyst. And so I know that when it comes to large language models, yeah, it's going to be very difficult for us to put that in there. However, what we're going to try and do is kind of hone it back to Africa and kind of give the translations within those different data models. So, I mean, data prompts. So what we're going to do is more towards prompt engineering than data modeling. Yes.
Okay, so that means also you're gonna build on top of another model already.
Exactly.
Okay, so how do you deal with the risks and the ethics involved in the base model? How do you ensure that they are ethical?
Just like how GPT-3 has a hard time also dealing with their risks, we are also just going to have a hard time dealing with our risks as well. So basically the thing is we're going to try our best to keep it within the lines of Alkebulan and keep it within the lines of financial literacy. And then whenever we encounter that issue, that's when we come in the risk analysis and then change that. It's basically just debugging, troubleshooting. Yes.
The reason I'm asking that is that GPT is the highest risk platform or model that is available in the world right now. And with the EU AI Act, with the Rwanda AI Act, South Africa AI Act, any platform that does use GPT or OpenAI is highly scrutinized. And that's why I was asking, how will you specifically as Alkebulan avoid the loopholes?
Okay, so like I said, it's gonna come with the debugging.
Just the debugging?
Yes. At
So
this point,
with the data collection, so if they unethically collect data, you're not gonna,
no,
because then you can't use it.
why would it be unethical?
Oh, they're already unethical right now.
Yeah.
OpenAI, according to the EU AI index, is on like high alert for FinTech.
If it's on high alert, then why does that mean that it's going to be a risk factor to us if it's not banned?
Because more and more countries in Africa are creating their own AI acts.
Okay.
Last year, just November, December, I was helping Rwanda write their AI Act. That's why I'm asking. And the ethics within it, especially as it pertains to OpenAI and GPT-3, are very clear set. So the question basically is asking, have you considered that because you're talking about sub-Saharan Africa, have you considered beyond Namibia how your data that you're going to create or collect is going to be impacted if you go beyond the Namibian borders?
Okay, so basically this is not just with Alkebulan that we do consider the data that we collect. It's gonna be with basically anything else that we create. So when it comes to that, based off the different policies that have been placed, even within Gemini, for example, we are also just gonna try and implement those same policies, especially as to say that it's only pertaining to the financial goal setting that we have on the platform. So by implementing those different policies, that's the way that we can avoid the risk. But like I said, when it comes to prompt engineering, whatever it is that you are putting into a data model is always going to, from the end user, is always going to go into that data model. And unfortunately, we won't be able to navigate past that unless, of course, we catch it on time. So if we catch it on time, we will just continue basically changing the data model in order for it to stick to what it was intended for, as opposed to it going outside of the bounds. So that's the way in which I see is the best solution for me.
As a former banker and advocate for financial literacy, I get that part of financial literacy very clearly. I just didn't get what are the benefits to me as someone that wants to build wealth, which is something that I would love to do, and probably everyone needs to. I want to understand how's your application or how's your platform making, right? Making that easier for me because maybe I knew that part why it came, but I'm very much interested how I can support a startup like yourself and how can it change my life rather than using what you already have in the market. So, yeah.
Okay. So what I mentioned was that we are also going to have different products from different banking entities. For example, like I mentioned, we do not have, I did not know about unit trust funds or unit trusts until last year. So basically having the different financial products that different financial entities are already within, we will be putting that on the platform in order for people who did not know about that or people who want different saving mechanism other than a regular saving bank account. They will be able to access the platform and understand that there are other ways in order for you to invest. You could also find different entities and shares entities who would like you to buy shares into them, but then that would be a private conversation. However, we would be the platform to provide that for you. There are so many businesses out there, so many companies that are unseen, and the platform, in order for you to have that, that's now what Alkebulan is about. Yeah.
Next question.
And the pricing model, that was in the monetization. I already explained it, how we would price the different subscriptions.
Yes. Very simple question.
Yes.
Almost similar to this. It's good that you are this right now.
Okay.
I have a financial advisor that I don't pay $20 per month right now.
Yes.
I want to know if I do sign up and start paying $20 per month. Is this something that could replace my financial advisor?
Okay, so I really don't know about how it would replace your financial advisor, but imagine having 10 financial advisors instead of the one.